Hey everyone, it's Michael Goosebumps fan. Today I have a book haul for you, and kind of like the title says, it's a mixture of I've only had 3 books here to show you. It's a mixture of Goosebumps and things like Goosebumps, which is another segment of my channel that I talk about things that are kind of like Goosebumps. Movies, books, all that stuff. Of course, for anybody who's a big Goosebumps fan, a big current day Goosebumps fan, not so much the older days, you know that last week, July 7th I believe is what it was, they had the new Goosebumps Slappy World book come out. Called book number 11, They Call Me the Night Howler by R.L. Stine. Slappy World as a series has been good so far. I haven't hated it at all. I don't remember anything about the book. I know I probably did a Goosebumps news segment on my channel talking about when the plot was revealed of the book. I don't remember anything. I'm not going to read it right now because I don't want to. I don't want to spoil it for myself. It's going to be a while till I get around to this. Probably the end of August, possibly. I'm not really sure. It'll be a while till I decide to get around to reading this. Possibly even longer than August. Slappy World has been good so far. I like it. I enjoy it. It's Goosebumps. I don't really care if it's bad. I do. Sorta. But I still like to collect them and buy them and read them because I love them and I love having them as part of my collection on my shelves. Anyway, this book is the second book to come out this year for Goosebumps. The third book will be at the end of the year called My Friend Slappy, which I'm extremely excited to read. I can't wait. It's going to be so good. They Call Me the Night Howler. I think it's going to be a really fun one. It has one of those weird kind of mysterious feels to it. I'm not really sure what we're going to know about it, what we're going to, really, if it's going to be referencing any other Goosebumps books or anything like that. I'm curious about it. I'm excited for it. I hope it's good. Now, the problem that I had is that I went to Barnes & Noble last weekend on Sunday, yeah. And I went to look because that book and this book, the first of the two things like Goosebumps books I have to show you, they came out on the 7th, right? Barnes & Noble didn't have either. And I checked other stores like Walmart and some other places, called around, and the excuse for why I can't find any books from Barnes & Noble or anybody here lately seems to be that with the coronavirus, everything is being delayed, truck-wise. And yet, food is coming on time, movie releases are coming on time to DVD and Blu-ray and 4K and all that stuff. Everything else is making it on time. So why are books not? And I don't understand the issue here. I don't get where they're coming from with that. I think it's kind of a load of BS a little bit. It's kind of one of these situations where I think that the books are in a box in the back room, they just haven't been put on the shelf yet because for whatever reason we just decided not to do it. I don't think every single book that I look forward to can possibly keep getting delayed all the time. I don't think it's possible. So I finally gave up. I went to Amazon, I ordered 2 of these books with some other stuff, including one of the books I have to show you here that's part of a series, that I have a couple of other books coming in too from that series. I'm extremely excited about this particular series. And again, this second book of this series came out the same day as They Call Me the Night Howler. And I never could get my hands on it. I tried everything and I couldn't get my hands on it. So I'm glad they came in the mail finally. I read this book tonight. I will do a video on things like Goosebumps. For this book, immediately after I upload this video, God willing, I also have a review for Dummy Meets the Mummy coming up in a little bit, so stick around for that as well if you're excited about some Goosebumps Slappy World stuff. I meant to tell you that earlier when I was talking about They Call Me the Night Howler, but I forgot. Anyway, back in October of 2019, I found a book in the kids section, the children's section. I hate to call it that because I feel like a weirdo going out there sometimes by myself if Rachel, my fiance, is not with me. She knows how I feel about that. I was browsing around some of the Halloween reads, some of the scarier books for kids, and I came across one that was called Mr. Shivers by Max Railer. And I was like, what is this? And it's kind of like In a Dark, Dark Room, the Alvin Schwartz books, or the book by Alvin Schwartz, that was, the author for Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. And of course, In a Dark, Dark Room and Other Scary Stories had the particular story that scared many of us, I think, that were born in the 90s and the 80s and the whatevers, The Green Ribbon. The Green Ribbon petrified me. It has always scared me my entire life. I constantly mention it here on the channel because I love Alvin Schwartz. He's the biggest influence on my writing style. But, there's a series that Max Brailer wrote called Mr. Shivers. Its third book is coming out like next January. I think it's coming out like once a year, which surprises me because these deserve more, I think. The first book was called Beneath the Bed and Other Scary Stories, kind of like In a Dark, Dark Room and Other Scary Stories. This one is not called Beneath the Bed, it's called Shadow in the Woods and Other Scary Stories. Yes, this is the next book in the series. Of course, these books are standalone, they're like short story collections. They're like 5 pages long, maybe 8 at the most. These are 50-page books, really. And the illustrations here are fantastic, by the way. They're done by Letizia Rubini. She's Italian, I can't say her last name. I was extremely, extremely excited to read this. It was kind of, in a weird way, for an adult. It's odd to say this. It was a little disappointing, but it was good. It was good for what it was. I love the first book. I think the first book, Beneath the Bed and Other Scary Stories, is fantastic. So I'm glad to still have this. I think it was worth the like $6 I paid for it in shipping and handling and all that. It was very good. I enjoyed it for what it was, as a fun, like, little in a dark, dark room type thing, even though I think the first book did a better job of maintaining that. I can't wait to talk about this more. I will talk about each individual short story in here when I do my video, the next video coming up on the channel after this video, so hopefully stick around if you want to watch that. Possibly, I don't know. I'll give you my more in-depth thoughts with some spoiler-free on that, so that's nice. But anyway, that's the second book I got in the mail today. The third and final book I have to show you here is one that I am extremely excited for. I can't wait to talk about this book whenever I get a chance to read it, and I hope it holds up to how exciting it seems. Apparently it came out like 2013 or 14, somewhere in that ballpark, according to the copyright in the front of the book. This book is written by James Preller. It's part of a series called Scary Tales. This is the first book, called Home Sweet Horror. I love these covers. I love the art design for the illustrations here. I don't know who's doing the illustrations on these books, but they look amazing, personally. This is such a cool idea, because I love, again, Alvin Schwartz. Very folklore, very urban legend storyteller type for kids, and it works. This feels like it's going to be like that, except for it's like a full novel. You know, it's like 100 pages long, maybe 80-something pages long. Kind of like in the Goosebumps tradition, but in this book, there's basically a kid who I think moves into like a new house or something, and somehow learns about the legend of Bloody Mary. Now, if you've heard about the story of Bloody Mary, you know how spooky that is. You know how spooky that whole urban legend is. I have never partaken in that. Neither will I ever, because I'm terrified of it. The whole idea of that story freaks me out. I hate that idea. In a good way, I hate it, because it's terrifying. It would be such good material for like a James Wan type of horror film, or like a Lee Winnell type of horror film, like The Invisible Man type thing. This book, excuse me, it could be so great. It has such great potential. I cannot wait to read it. It won't be anytime soon that I get to read it. I might try to save this for like October, because I think it's going to be one of those books, if it's great, it's going to be great for October, probably. There's like 6 of these. There might be more than that. I'm not really sure. I don't even know if the series is still going on or not. It's been so long, since like 2013. It's been like 7 years. Excuse me, I can't do math. It's been like 7 years. And I don't know if they're still making these books or not. So I'm excited to read this, and I hope it's going to be great. I hope the other books are great too whenever I get my hands on them. I have 2 more coming in the mail. I don't remember, excuse me. I slurred. I don't remember. I did it again. I don't remember when they're coming, or what they are, or what books I picked out for the series. But I plan on getting these, because they sound great. I mean, all of these books sound really good. And they sound like kind of like a Goosebumps type thing, but more in a gothic fashion, which I love. I love the more straight up, just scary stuff without a lot of the silliness to it that Goosebumps tends to have. As much as I love Goosebumps, my whole channel's focused on Goosebumps. So I'm very curious to see what James Preller has to tell, and what kind of stories he's going to do here. So there's a lot of potential to be had here. I can't wait. And I hope that if anybody has read these books, that you won't spoil them down in the comment section, but you will tell me if they were any good at all. What are your thoughts on all 3 of these books? Put them down below. Again, thank you so much for watching. I don't really have anything else to say, guys. I have these 3 books and that's it. You know, for this week. Or at least this video. I don't know about the rest of the week. I might make another video on the next 2 books that come in, but regardless, I have this book, these books here. And again, I have a couple of videos coming up after this for you guys too, so hopefully you'll enjoy those as well. And again, thank you for watching. May the Lord Jesus Christ bless you guys today, and goodbye.